Hutz, how are Parker and Waz approaching the place kicker competition this spring?
You know, we told them from the start it's an open competition. You know, we've got some other walk-ons added to the roster and guys just going out there and competing. We're going to chart everything for the spring. You know, probably chart through fall camp and name a guy for the first game. So they've approached it the right way. They understand the struggles we had a year ago, and you know, we need to do better. And you know, they've had the right mentality through winter workouts, through, you know, obviously the first 5 days now of spring practice. So.
As Parker struggled down the stretch last year, did you consider going back to Waz, and why didn't you?
Not really. You know, if you look at Parker's numbers, it was really a breaking point of the 40-yard line, or of 40 yards, right. The distance.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we still felt like he was hitting a good ball from 40 and in. Gosh, he was, you know, 9 to 10 or whatever it was, and it just we got in those long distance situations, and you know, he struggled. So. Once we made the move, we were going to stick with Parker through the way.
How different is that charting process when potentially you might add someone in, you know, going into falls compared to a guy not going through spring?
It's no different. You know, we're gonna take the results kind of phase by phase, and spring ball is a phase for us. And so we're gonna look at spring at the end of it and look at those charts. Then we're gonna attack, you know, fall camp when we got everybody here and go from there. So it's phase by phase.
I know hypothetically, if you were to add somebody in the fall and maybe he's only got a year left, logic would say you're bringing in that guy to play right away. So how do you address that to White and Waz?
It's an open competition. In the same way we added, you know, guys this spring for the sense of competition, and that's, you know, that's what it's about. It's what we're about as a program, and that's how we're going to approach it.
How are you looking at punt return right now?
Open competition, you know. Again, there's a lot of spots we gotta fill. You know, obviously a kick returner with Debo coming back, that's a big plus. But we got to find a punt returner, and we got to improve in both punt block and punt return. You know, we got to get better because that's kind of the one spot in the last 2 years that we really haven't, you know, made the plays and done the things we're supposed to do. I think we made a lot of improvements in a lot of areas, but that's the phase that we really need to step it up.
How much of a factor is Jemias in on that punt return once he gets better?
The issue right now is his shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, he caught balls all year last year and competed. You know, Chris really kind of took the horns on the job and was great. But he's going to be, you know, right in the thick of it, no doubt about it.
As you're looking at guys, whether they be defensive backs or receivers, what are the traits that you see that make you say, okay, that guy, let's give that guy a shot at punt return?
You know, obviously got to have great ball skills. You got to be able to communicate. And you know, if you look at us at punt return, you know, we had a couple bowl game one. I think it was Florida game. We had another of poor communication, resulting in, you know, turnovers and the ball bouncing off somebody and not getting it poisoned and all that. So, got to be a great communicator. Got to be a great decision maker. And then obviously the ball skills to you know, secure the ball and give us great field position.
With Parker, how do you like him on just straight kickoffs? Seemed like he did pretty well doing that last year.
I love him. We had 18 return opportunities last year in all of our games. You know, there were 18 balls that were able to be returned. So that's great. Now, he went in the bowl game and kicked 2 out of bounds, which I don't know where that came from. But, you know, he was a great weapon for us in terms of forcing touchbacks, you know, pinning the ball deep and making guys make decisions. They really want to bring that ball, you know, out of the end zone.
Bryson had said yesterday that he's spent most of this spring at Buck. Does that speak to kind of what you feel you guys have at the weak side spot?
Yeah, you know, and it speaks to what Bryson can do for us, you know, at that position. You know, both playing Sam, playing Buck, you know, Bryson can give us a ton and a bunch of versatility. And, you know, talking about, you know, our guys inside, I mean, Sherrod Green steps in, guy that played last year. He's, you know, learning both, playing both Mike and Will. And Eldridge Thompson's a junior college guy that's now got a year under his belt and really needs to have a great year for us. So we feel good about it. Got to keep creating depth, and Rosendo Lewis being a mid-year guy, you know, I'm sure there's days he's regretting that a little bit, but you know, it's a great opportunity for him to come in and get a bunch of reps and learn how we do our business, how we practice, how we compete, how we meet. I mean, just how we do everything. So it's awesome. And even having Ernest here, he can't practice, but he's in every meeting. He's at every walkthrough. He's a really smart kid that's going to absorb a lot even without the reps.